Not like them. Option here and the other. It's got to go inside of that We also just have to see if it has the power tool.
This one?
This is the power.
Looks like it doesn't have power.
I think it's medium, not micro.
Any reason we need to specifically record school meeting today?
It's talking about scheduling.
So it needs to be like you can hunt around in this box if you need to. I can go see if I have something that's like
Possible.
yeah.
You can kind of see the adapter that we
Yeah.
which sort of gives it a
Check the tech office.
I have
Good morning, everybody. We are going to get started. Welcome to scheduling. Before I start, I want to ask if we could all give it up for the musical for HPS, a very successful run. If we could all give it up for our basketball team, which won a playoff game last night. We'll be going to the conference championship on Saturday. We could give it up to our wrestling team, which is headed on, and we have a great chance of winning the heavyweight championship at States with Will Greenberg. Could we give it up for our wrestling, please? Speech and debate heads to States this weekend. Can we please give it up for speech and debate? There are more things. I know there are more things. Okay, you have a cardstock graphic organizer type of thing. You want to just take a look. You want to be thinking about which of those classes you want to sign up for next year. At the very bottom, there's a space for questions that emerge, and there's a space for your strengths, interests, and aspirations. Please keep those things in mind as you learn about our course catalog that will be dropped on Friday. And the registration window is open for just 10 days to share what you want for next year. With all school meetings, as in all school meetings, please put your phones away. We're going to lock in. We're going to learn about your options. The only thing you'll have moving forward from here, you'll have access to some videos from department chairs telling you about specific courses, and you will have the course catalog. The rest is up to you and your team that will help guide you. All right. Our goal is for you to choose courses that are meaningful and challenging for you. We believe that they're meaningful for you if they are connected to a strength, interest, aspiration, or need that you have. Please reach out to your advisor, your college counselor, a trusted peer, a trusted adult for guidance. Catalog's available Friday at 4 p.m. It's actually a little above 95% at this point. It's very close to 100% accurate. Departments have had some changes. I'm going to go through some of those today, but read it carefully, please. Intensives are published in April, and you'll have another 10-day window to sign up for next year's intensives starting then. Humanities 10. So I'm going to jump around from like things that you need to know as a current 9th grader because it impacts you for next year, for Humanities 10 as an example, and things you need to know if you are a current sophomore or a current junior. It's gonna jump because we're going by department. So for Humanities 10, you're going to have to sign up for 4 humanities classes. One of those will be Humanities Lab. The other one is a choice English 10 seminar, a choice history seminar, and then something else. It could be an intensive, it could be an additional seminar. The seminars for next year in humanities, we're bringing back everything. We're adding one new thing. So coming of age, heroes and villains, journalism, unscripted, and the English 10 seminars. That journalism class, which is happening right now, it seems to be going well. Y'all are out there doing interviews. I hope you're interviewing somebody besides me, because I'm on request 7. That class seems really fun. All of those classes were big hits this year. Modern world history, current events, global human rights, revolutions with Miss Katie Scott, and also U.S. foreign policy is a new one with Miss Katie Scott as well. Department notes on English and history. For grades 11 and 12, you can do 2 rotations of an English seminar as an example, but you can't do 2 English credits through intensives. One can be an intensive. And then the history seminars are usually for grades 12, but they can be taken by earlier grades if there's space. In English 11 and 12, a lot of seminars returning. There are some new things. So we have African American Studies this year, going great. Next year, it is back. It is being slightly retooled. So the fall version is called Lift Every Voice, African American History and Storytelling from Medieval Africa to Reconstruction. We have a Hawken Media Makers class that's going to be run by Nick DiGiorgio and me. and that is really about doing marketing and communications for the school through authentic projects with the audience. Periodical, The New Yorker by Abby Chu. Play, Power, Performance, and Perspective. Christy Baker's new seminar. It's going to be in the fall. Feminism, Taylor Swift and Beyonce. Vision and Revision is coming back, Miss Margaret Gray. Russian Literature. Revolutionary Love, new offering by Steve Weiskopf. Century of Film is coming back by Dr. Ilachi. And Humanity Studio. If there's something you don't have what you want from this list, you want to design something new with you or some teammates, that would be a studio. In the spring, you'll notice a lot of courses coming back. It should be noted that AP Language runs across the whole year. AP Literature runs across the whole year. How to Write a Novel and Writing Your Novel runs across the whole year. Reading, Writing, Action, and You, an honors level English course, runs across the whole year. There's the second half of the African American Studies course that can be taken both fall and spring or one or the other. Hawken Media Makers is a full year course. Harlem Renaissance is a spring seminar, Abby Chu. Unreliable Narrators coming back, Christy Baker. Literature from Across the Pond, Margaret Gray. Literature of the American Dream, Katie Scott. I'm gonna get one of these things wrong. Heavens and Hells, Native American History and Literature. That's coming next year from Jim Newman. It can be taken as a history course or an English course. Who Am I? A philosophy seminar by Dr. Yalachi and Humanity Studio. History 11-12 options. We have US History Honors, and A-Push, AP US History. Class of 2027. You have impressed us from the jump. A lot of you have requested early saying, can we please add sections of AP US History because a lot of us really want to do it. The answer to that is yes. We are adding sections. We're prepared to meet the demand. And so that opportunity is there. That's why it's got a little asterisk. We're adding a new AP class, AP World History Modern. It's going to be taught by Dr. Brunel. It's mostly going to be for seniors, but if there's space, then younger students can petition in. Microeconomics is in the fall. Modern Constitutional Law, Ms. Deuce, in the fall. World War I and the Shaping of the 20th Century, Humanities Studio. In the spring, the US History runs throughout. That's your 11th grade course. But again, AP Modern World, we are adding AP US Government to be taught by Ms. Wilbrandt in the spring only. And I mentioned that Native American History and Literature can run as your English credit or history credit. Mr. Newman, who is outstanding at both, is teaching that course. For modern and classical languages, here are some things you need to know. You're going to receive a placement from your current teacher. If you're in 2 honors now, some of you have met with me to say, I heard that I have to go from 2 honors to 3 and not have honors next year. That is not accurate. You're going to go, if you're in 2 honors now and your placement is 3 honors, you're going to go into 3 honors. Most students continue all their same language for all 4 years. We would like you to be in a language for all 4 years. You got to be in at least 3 years, and you got to get at least through level 3. But we recommend that you're in a language for 4 years. We recommend that you don't do the minimum requirements. You do the maximum you can do while centering your interests and your strengths and your needs. If someone adds a second language, they tend to do that in 11th grade, so they get 2 years of it. You see your French sequence and your Spanish sequence. It should be noted, our travel trip in language is to Chile this year. We're going to see our friends in Concepcion. Oh, somebody added the accent. Thank you. It's a spring intensive in 2026. The application process is coming soon. Look out for that. Also, I'm going to go back here because a lot of people are like, I heard we're not traveling with the intensives anymore, and I don't know where this stuff comes from, but it's not true. We're still on that. Go to a Spanish-speaking country, go to a French-speaking country, rotation. All right, Spanish is next year because a lot of people in this audience had a lot of fun in France this year. Chinese sequence, Latin sequence. Did you know that you can take Arabic or Japanese through GOA? You can, it's in the catalog. There you go. Mathematics, Get a replacement from your current teacher. I hope we had a lot of fun in functions and trigonometry. You'll see soon, it's not coming back next year. You'll see what the options are. If you're in functions and trigonometry, you'll be jumping up to that calculus level and you have some options. Your current teacher will help you with placement. These are some things to know. AP Stats tends to be it could be a primary or a secondary math. It's often filled with seniors. If we had a shocking change next year and there was room for somebody younger than a senior, you could try. New courses in mathematics. Pre-calculus plus, numbers to profit. So the plus is it's real world mathematical problem solving being added to the core concepts in pre-calculus. Calculus plus, core concepts in calculus, but we're also adding mathematical modeling and data science to add some real world mathematical problem solving to core calculus concepts. Multivariable, it's that year rather than linear algebra. And then you can do a math studio if there's some math passion project you want to do that's not offered. You can drive that with the math department. We have a college prep pathway that many people are on: Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, Pre-Calculus Plus, Calculus Plus. AP Statistics might be in there, Math Studio or GOA courses might be in there. And then we have an advanced college prep pathway that a lot of us are on. That's where when you get to that Algebra 2 level, you're probably in the honors class. You're probably going into honors pre-calculus AB or BC, honors calculus AB or AP calculus AB or BC. You're going on after that to a linear algebra or multivariable calculus or both. You could do an AP Stats. You could do a really challenging Math Studio that's probably a college course or a high-level GOA course. Can you bounce back and forth? Yes, but you got to get a recommendation from your math teacher or math department chair. But if you're just kind of wondering, what does this look like for me in math? That's kind of what it looks like. Science. You want to go in sequence. Tends to be physics, chemistry, bio. There's some notes about AP Physics C. New course offering in science. AP Physics 1. It's an AP course in science. It's a little bit lower level than a AP Physics C. You do need to be in Algebra 2. You need to have completed Algebra 2 to do AP Physics 1. Grade 10. A lot of us are enjoying the second semester of chemistry. So you do chemistry fundamentals in the fall and then chemistry 2 in the spring. Chemistry of cosmetics, medical applications of chemistry, forensics chemistry, as an example. Chemistry 2 honors option. There is a December intensive for that if you want to do your second semester of chemistry in the intensive. And then if you want to do AP chemistry, the prerequisite is chemistry honors. You can do that chemistry honors over the summer, or you can do it in your 10th grade year and then later do AP chemistry in your journey. Science in grades 11 and 12, bio, AP bio. I mentioned the AP Physics, the AP Chemistry, but also very popular courses like Human Anatomy, Psychology, shout out to Nate Smith, Environmental Science, Marine Science, Seniors. It's a rotensive. You may have heard of where they travel. Beautiful places. It's an incredible course, but there is an application for it. And typically you will have completed physics, chemistry, biology. You've done well. You've been a great participant in science throughout your Hawken journey. And then you have the opportunity to apply for marine science senior year. And then if there's some science that you don't see on here and you really want to learn with a team or by yourself, you can create your own course of study via a science studio. Computer science and informational technology. You have these Project STEM courses and various computer science courses you could do. Once you've done all of them, you can do independent projects. Shout out to Arash, who designed a new scheduling system, which we're going to put into effect next school year, like a years from now, but did that as a project, an interactive scheduling system built from scratch. You can do real projects for a real purpose once you've done those other courses, and then we have GOA courses. Macro opportunities. I'm excited to talk about this. So some extraordinary Mastery School of Hawken teachers are offering macros. Next year, this is a difference between this year. Next year, those are going to be based primarily at our campus. Let me tell you what that's going to look like. So first of all, a macro is a 4-block course. This is also a change, but it's going to be on our schedule. So prior, if you did a macro, you'd actually have to jump off of our schedule and kind of do your classes that were not your macro through independent study. It's been really challenging to work through the logistics of that. And so next year, and Mallory, I want to say a special thank you to you for being one of the pioneers with Jack in doing that this year, but giving us feedback to help us get better. Here's us getting better. But it's a 4-block course. That means you can take 3 different classes on our campus on our schedule. So if you want to make sure you take your biology class with Mr. Moyer, Mr. Shapiro, or Mr. Smith, you can do that. You want to make sure you take U.S. history with Mr. Newman as an example, you can do that. You can choose 3 classes plus this 4-block macro. It's a deep dive into interdisciplinary topics. You're solving problems beyond Hawken's walls. You're working as a team to generate deliverables based on the problem you were given. They're based primarily here, but they have some days at University Circle. I'll explain more about that in a second. You're earning 3 honors credits, including English, and it's available to juniors and seniors, so rising juniors and seniors. Here's how the schedule would work. If it's an A day, you would be at University Circle. If it's an E day, you only meet 1 block, and that's at Gates Mills. If it's a B day, you start at University Circle, and then you come back to our campus for your E block. Every other day, an F day, C day, G day, D day, those are all based here. So you don't have to leave the upper school community to do your macro, but you still get to enjoy the University Circle campus and be out and about on field trips and doing real world problem solving out in the community. Entrepreneurial Studies is taught by Liz Pryor, who's a Hawken alum from the class of 1998. She's also the CEO of Chill Pop. They're for sale at Whole Foods, among other places. So she's like a successful entrepreneur in her own right. You or your siblings may have enjoyed a Chill Pop, but she's real cool, and she's leading the Entrepreneurial Studies class. It's about real business problem solving, design and prototyping, customer development and empathy building, and communication and collaboration, and they take good pictures. Really good pictures. So the 2 options are entrepreneurial studies and architecture. This is slightly out of order. I'm going to go to architecture in a moment, I believe, or I'll just talk over this slide. The 2 teachers, Liz and Katie, who I'll tell you more about in a moment, are going to be here on the 5th. We will announce this more than just this moment. During afternoon break, it is not actually the Great Lawn Loft. We're going to make it a more prominent space. It's going to be in either 108 by Eleanor's desk, Eleanor Anderson's desk, or 211 over by the upper shiv in one of those prominent classroom spaces to learn more. Okay, I don't know why that slide dropped off, but I'm going to tell you about architecture right here. So for the architecture macro, it's taught by Katie Zielinski. Katie Zielinski used to teach here at the upper school. She is an incredible teacher. Everybody loves Katie. She's at the mastery school, beloved teacher. She's taught this architecture macro for a long time. They are also doing real world problem solving that involves solving challenges related to architecture, and it also involves building to actually create the thing to solve the challenge. And you can learn a lot more about it on the 5th, not the Great Lawn Loft, but either room 108 or 211. We'll tell you more soon. And again, it is a big deal that these are happening on our campus. So I'm hoping that more of us apply. All right, performing arts and visual arts. You've got your ensemble music courses. Your art fundamentals courses are changing a little bit. So rather than doing 4 by quarter, your art fundamentals, your intro level art courses would be 1 per semester. So I'm going to do a semester of photography as an example, or drawing and painting, or ceramics. More coming very soon. Okay, more info coming soon. Performing arts. All of the same classes you love this year, plus some new ones. So some additional music offerings. There's a pep band class offered. So if you are really a beginning musician, or you're a really advanced musician, but you want to play concerts to get people pumped and hyped, like at the football game, pep band might be the class for you. If you want to make an album, there's mixtape in the fall that's focused on cover songs. And there's mixtape in the spring that's focused on original music. Visual arts. most visual arts of any independent school in Ohio, period. All the intros, the intermediates, the advanced, so drawing and painting, ceramics and sculptures, photography and digital media, through advanced, Innovation Studio, Makerspace, Fab Lab with Nick DiGiorgio, but also new courses, life drawing. These are topic-based courses. Life drawing, fiber, fabric, and fashion. So a lot of students wanted to do a fashion course. Here you go. Foundations of Filmmaking with Jesse Myers, Filmmaking Advanced Projects and Practices. For the advanced course, you need the intro level course, or you need to have taken so you think you can make an indie film, or so you want to make an indie film. I think it's more accurate. Human performance. There are new choices. As you go into 10th grade, there are some new options. You can choose what works best for you. Look at what it looks like in the catalog. Lifestyle fitness, athletic-based performance training, applied human performance, lifeguard certification, or cultivating happiness. And then grade 11, there is one semester of human performance that can be a fitness elective, sport elective, or one of the 10th grade options. We have 2 leadership classes that run on the blocks, ASB and peer leaders. You can only apply for one. You cannot apply for both. Peer leaders is only for rising seniors. More information will come out soon about the application window. The application windows are going to be quick, so be ready if you want one of these options, and be ready to apply quickly. When you fill out your schedule, do not assume that you got ASB or peer leaders. These are extremely popular classes. Not everybody gets into them, and so you don't want to build your schedule exclusively around it. You want to have a full schedule. If you're fortunate enough to get accepted to ASB or peer leaders, then we will adjust your schedule with you. Other leadership opportunities, same as this year. Check them out. We have studios, so if all of those choices, and obviously as a school, we provide more choice than really any other school around, but if you're still not seeing the thing you're most passionate about, come talk to us, because you can do that as an independent course of study, which we call a studio, or with a team, we also call it a studio, or if there's enough of you, we can open up a section of it for you. Some courses are available for honors optional credit. Pay close attention when you read the catalog. Global Online Academy courses are listed. We are the exclusive provider of Global Online Academy, and there's some really interesting courses in there. There are other online courses you can do from places like BYU or edX or MIT or Harvard or wherever. If you see something that you love, come talk to us. We'll work with you. We need permission, but we'll work with you. If you want to accelerate in math in the summer, we have geometry, we got algebra 2. If you want to accelerate to get into AP chemistry next year, you can do chemistry honors over the summer. It is a sprint. Some of y'all have taken it. It is not easy, but you can do it. Health 1, scheduling policies. If you're going to get into a 6th academic course, go ahead and sign up for it. You'll need to get permission, but we'll meet with you. There's a cap of 3 AP courses plus 1 honors course. If you want to go above that, there's a petition process, and we're sort of retooling that to make sure that you have a chance to meet with us and we talk it through with you to see if it's right for you or not. The goal is not to do the most APs ever. The goal is actually to have a challenging schedule that's challenging for you, and then to like do something super meaningful based on something you're interested in, something you aspire to do, so that as you go through your journey, you're healthy, you're high achieving, but also that when you talk to colleges, they're like, dang, how did a high school student possibly do that? How did a high school student win a competition in Cleveland Heights to design the best home for the city? Tristan. Our students do incredible things, right? It's like, go do something extraordinary based on what you're interested in. You don't just distinguish yourself by trying to lead the world in AP courses, even though they're amazing and we offer a lot of them. Do you want a free block or not? That's something you need to think about while you're scheduling. Here's the big dates that you want to keep in mind. Those dates on that screen. We're at the assembly. Catalog drops on Friday. 10 days to schedule your classes. Approvals are due by April 4th, and by early May, you have your schedule, so you can start making all the change requests at that time. This is important. In fact, it is the most important. So whatever the thing is that is the very most important thing to you, like my world is going to be made by this class, put that as your one most important. Don't put peer leaders or ASB because that's an application process that's like out of your hands. But if it is the most important thing in the world to you that you are in marine science as an example, note that. We're going to take seriously your one most important. And so if you put it on, just as an example, your math class, not wise strategy because you're placed in your math class. Use your one most important in a wise way. The mission again. You want to create a schedule that is meaningful and challenging and connects to your strengths, interests, aspirations, or needs. You want it to be your unique journey. If you have questions about this, your advisor is ready to talk. Your college counselor will be ready to talk. A trusted peer, a trusted advisor, adult can provide guidance as well. We all take different pathways. Again, those are the folks who want you to meet with to help you on your pathway. I don't know. I guess I have a little bit of time for questions. We got 8 minutes until this ends. Could break early. Does anybody have a burning question that you are bold enough to ask before everybody? Oh, Kristen Harris. When will you get your math placements and language placements? Before spring break, probably in the next week. By the way, with a math placement or language placement, in the event, and I'm like looking through the crowd and I'm seeing dozens of people who this applied to this past year, in the event you don't love your placement, you want something different than your placement, there is a petition process to talk that through. That's what I want to look at. We have 5 minutes. Looked like there was another question. Renee. Can a student in macro apply for ASP or peer leaders? You should apply, and Dave Gillespie will have to work out, is the block not in the macro block, which is not a guarantee, but we're trying. Yeah, so do apply. Do apply. If you want to do both, come talk to us. Depending upon how many people that applies to, we would separate those blocks. Yep. Our visual arts courses, 1 semester for the full year. I'm gonna phone a friend. She just walked out. Yep. Can we give it up for new teacher Ryan Craycraft, everybody? Yeah, could I take like intermediate photography or intermediate drawing and painting for 1 semester? Do I take it for the full year? Either or. Either or. That was fun. Anything else? Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do it. Try phoning a friend again. David Murray. Is David Murray in the house? So here's what I would say. Our students who have taken, so one, yes, you have the right to take that as an AP class, to like take the AP exam, right? What I would recommend is you're trying to do that by attaching a studio to it, even if the studio is off block, so that we are working with you on what your plan is for making sure you do well on the AP exam. If I'm speaking totally plainly, when we have done a class that's not an AP class and students are doing it for AP credit, the AP test scores have not been great, which doesn't actually serve anybody's interests. So if you're in a class that could be an AP class, but you're not in that class for AP, sign up for a studio as well, So we bring you a teacher to support you with that plan, so you're more likely to do well on that test. Any other questions? It's like hand pointing. And I learned from the first time talking to this group this year that the bright lights and seeing a face does not help me well. Who was pointing at whom? Oh, okay, great. Sorry. You were great in the play, by the way, as the old lady in the Adams Family. Love that. Yeah. All right. Can you ask it in that voice? I'm just kidding. What's your question? I'm gonna phone a friend, Nate Smith. I've got my take, but it's Nate Smith in the house. Can we give it up for Nate Smith, best psychology teacher in the land? Oh, is he getting a prop? Okay, there we go.
So, right now, the course does follow loosely the AP curriculum, but I agree with the sentiment that I don't think it is an ideal confirmation to try and base your AP efforts just off of the psychology elective. So right now, I don't know if there is a separate AP, there's enough demand for a separate block of AP psychology. And I think that's as much as I know.
Perfect. And if I'm building on that, I appreciate you a lot. Again, if that's something you really, really want to do, sign up for psychology. Sign up for an AP psychology studio. Sign up for a studio, name that you want to do it as AP, and we will see if we can work with you. And if there are enough of you, then we might talk about building that as a section. Great question. Anything else? Is there any other person with a hand who wants to ask a question? All right, here's the last thing I'm going to say. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to all of you who have shared feedback about the things that work well and the things that you would like to see work better, because it helps us build a better catalog. And I want to say thank you to our teachers who are constantly thinking about you and what courses we would want to put out there so that you feel like your needs are better met. There's more courses that are aligned to your interests, and there are more courses that are going to be challenging. So it's this collaboration between students and teachers that is helping us constantly get better and be the best school that we can be. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.